At the beginning was the earth, a flat, cold and dark surface over which no breath of life floated. From its depths rose the solar energy which gave birth to earth, each of them harboring secretly in its bowels a faint sun. Only one of them was born, ejected from its mother earth in an explosion of fire. The igneous debris from this burn were called stars, whereas an incandescent ray of the hairy celestial body remained hooked on the side of the disemboweled mound. Then this deadlock was turned into rivers and brooks of running water, near which rose vegetable beams, the foliage of which formed so many hands reaching out towards rays of light. From these last ones glided the bird, the wrecked messenger with its mysterious language, completing the link between a still unrecognized spiritual world and our terrestrial Mother Earth. Spread on each piece of land, the particles of his body broke the procession of life. That is when, to tell the continuation of this story, I was made woman. One day, when shapeless and changeable white masses came to perturb the perfect blue homogeneity of the sky, I saw a strange animal, whose body was undulating on the bumps of the landscape. Then I asked him who he was, and he answered me that the question should be rather to know what he wanted, as his wandering and partial mind could not pride himself on being, as only can be a realized entity like precisely he wished to become. I answered him that as a biped, endowed with prehension and speech, I could consider myself as a complete being. Then I proved him my superiority by naming him Snake, because his body was made up of a mere long snake growing an S. However, this didn't prevent him from jeering at me who gave names to all the things of this world, by comparing my mind to her text with senseless words, this being unable to take into account the relief and their support, By asking him why he allowed himself to say such an insult, he answered that since I was blinded by my self-importance, I was incapable of seeing beyond appearances. He showed me then a mere leaf fallen from the tree, as well as a quill having the power, according to him, to raise me like a god, and asked me if I couldn't see anything else. Replying in the negative, he asked me then to plunge this quill into the dark bubbles on the brook, and then to use it to draw on the leaf what I saw appearing on it. This brook, sprung from a distant source, has the peculiarity to extract from its depths the materialization of our thinking, once participating by singing in the game of ebb and flow of the waters. I drew then the name of the substance itself of these bubbles, which my hand poured out on its vegetable support. Ink. Here is what I saw, here is what I named. I still didn't see what was getting at this damned animal. I intercepted the words the point of the eye to turn it to hell. Link. And after, Mr. the Snake, I can see a new word appearing, but it corresponds to nothing real. It's only some ink. And this so-called link is only an aberration, a lie, I answered him. Lie was, I thought, the appropriate word, but the sinuous animal trapped me again, and declared that inevitably the earth's gravity makes the sense of my words fall, just like my inflexible self-complacency. So, he went on, lie can also be a link towards a new signification, and thereby create future. From this point of view, apparent is apparent. I was convinced that the snake was biting his own tail in his reasoning, because this link referred to nothing else than itself indeed. The snake explained to me precisely that the self-closure of the system forces, by creation of a singularity in the whole, the appearance of an unclosed way. It's this will, expression of our will, that opens the deep-seated hope of a possible new emergence. As he saw I was puzzled, he asked me to enter this new world and to enlighten with my imagination the dark shapes which live in the very depths of this self-contained universe, where time and things seem to be dreamt. Afterwards, the snake invited me to get in touch with one of the edges of the earth to reveal the answer to my questioning. The edge was red, and like a book, its heart opened, revealing the root of the world with which I saw myself as the floating heroine of a microcosm in progress. Everything seems to be henceforth gigantic, while the root was full of hopeful sap. A root, another link in a way. This chain of links seems to be endless. The snake sent to me the praises of the future as consequence of states in which each link would allow to disentangle the previous one, by a will of metamorphosis of the world by putting new clauses on it. The snake considered me then as free to continue on this road, which he deemed to be the core of life. I turned round then towards him and realized that he was naked. I was offended by this crudeness, and as a consequence, I moved away by the past, desirous to inhabit the future deep in my heart. At the end of the road, bringing me back to the surface of the world, I met a being who looked like me and described himself as a man. I explained to him my wish to build a dwelling. Then he offered me his help and, in the twinkling of an eye, we made our home. The man was the roof overhanging the gap of my earth. Thus, by the same home syllable, in the same vibration, we united our complementary strengths. By this act on the first branch of the bee tree will be born all the rest descendants. That's when I understood the thoughts of the snake as well as my raison d'être. The causal linking transforming beings and things is not linear but arborescent. The language of the world, sometimes arcane, is plural. It's it which makes me become the first stage of a noosphere who will transcend its environment. The main thing being that this development of cultures grows in harmony with the world, so that everything continues.